Hi, my name is Tamara. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I hope you subscribe and stick around. Now, a couple weeks ago, I did a fragrances for work. Today, these are fragrances for church slash work if you work close to people, or if you work like in a hospital, or if you work in a space where you can't wear loudish fragrances. You know me, I like them loud, heavy. But today, the fragrances that I rotate from my church depending on the time of year. So if you want to see what these are, please keep on watching. The first one we're going to be talking about is for the vanilla girlies. If you're looking for a simple, easy, straightforward vanilla, this is a little bit of complexity, nothing too crazy, then I would say Burberry Goddess. Burberry Goddess is just a simple, straightforward, sophisticated vanilla fragrance. The longer it sits, the longer it lasts. So when I first got it, it wasn't the longest lasting. Now, as it's macerating, I feel like it's lasting longer. It's not overly complex. It does opens up with some lavender and ginger, but however, it dries down to a nice, straightforward vanilla. It has vanilla in the mid and vanilla in the base. So not overly sweet, not overly complex, but a nice, simple, straightforward vanilla with a hint of lavender. I think you should get your nose on Burberry Goddess. It's a gorgeous fragrance. So it's because it's not too loud, or sillage is not the greatest. If people have to really come close, the good thing about this, if they come close to you, you still don't smell too much. You smell really nice. So this is a nice vanilla fragrance. Very nice vanilla fragrance if you like your vanilla. Not overly sweet, but if you like a nice vanilla fragrance, check this one out. Let's talk about another vanilla fragrance that's more elevated, that has some freshness to it, and that has vanilla as well. So this is Dama Bianca. Dama Bianca this is a pretty girl scent. It's not going to offend anyone, and it's not loud. So people really have to come into your space to smell you. A nice, fresh, airy vanilla fragrance. It opens up with kumquat and lime, so very fresh in the opening. Then it has some florals that start peeping through, and then it has this nice, soft vanilla in the base. So this is not a sweet fragrance. It's more a vanilla, floral, fresh floral vanilla fragrance. Very elevated. This is so soft, so I wear this to church in the summer, spring, summertime. However, this can be for like a brunch. This can be for anything that you're going and you just want to smell nice and soft, very soft. So for me, if you're going to work and you don't want to be too overbearing, but you want to smell nice, this would be perfect for if you work with close proximity, or you are one of those who are very mindful of your perfume. For me, yeah. But this is my church fragrance for spring summer, because it's beautiful but it's not loud. Longevity is not the best, but if you're looking for something that's more affordable, I do like Janoon Noir by Armand. That's an affordable version to this, and it lasts longer. But this one, elevated, sophisticated, very chic vanilla fragrance. Now, if you just want to smell clean, and you want to smell like you don't wear fragrance, you just have on nice body products and you just smell good, that's just you, then I would say Clean Reserve Skin Scent. This became one of my favorite fragrance in the summertime. It was just, and for home, it was cozy, it's fresh, it has a hint of musk in there, light leather, but nothing too crazy. It's very fresh, very fruity, very floral, with some musk and a tad bit of leather. But you don't even smell the leather. It's just a nice skin scent. You just smell like you really have nice products on. So if you can't wear anything that's crazy fragrance, but you just want to smell nice, I would say Clean Reserve Skin is a beautiful way to go, because you smell, it's like your skin but better. This is like you shower in really nice products. It's like you have an everything shower, and then you put on your clothes and you wash your clothes with a nice smelling laundry detergent and like a nice fabric softener, and you just smell good. All of that mixed together, your body products, the laundry detergent, this fabric softener, that's all of that mixed together. This is. You just smell good. So think about your skin but better, with some musk, a little bit of floral, some freshness. This is what you get. If you are looking for a gourmand fragrance with some freshness to it, then I would say try Nebras. Nebras is also good. It's you have to love your sweet because it has the cacao, it has the vanilla, it has that creamy elegant element to it, and it also opens up with some freshness. So this one, it's not overly cloying, but it is sweet. So if you love your sweetness but you don't want to be too crazy too sweet and you sit close to people, I feel like if you don't overspray, you won't offend anyone. So for me, when I go to church, I sit next right to my friend, and then people are close to you. So for me, these are the fragrances that I know, if if I'm sitting near to my friend and she's not into perfume, she won't be offended, it won't be too much. So I don't overspray. Well, you can overspray most of these because they're just not loud, but I still don't overspray. I'm mindful of my sprays, especially for this one because it's a little bit sweeter. But you find that after 2 hours, people got to really in your space, and even if they smell you, it's more of a nice sweet fragrance. Find that people are okay with sweet smelling fragrance, so you'll find that most of these are like sweeter fragrance because that's more mass appealing. More people tend to like fragrances that are a little bit sweet, not cloying, not overly sweet, but vanilla is just one of those note that most people like or can tolerate. So I went off on a tangent. All that to say, this I also wear to church. It's a little bit sweeter than most, but it is really nice. And most people tend to like this. Just don't overspray, don't spray too much. And this is going to probably give you about 4 to 6 hours. Again, this is one of them. Vanilla, the longer it sits, the better it performs. So as this is as I have this longer in my collection, I'm finding and I'm getting a better wear out of it now that I have it for a longer time. So Bon Bon Pop. This one is a little bit more complex. It has some woodsy note, it has some brown sugar, it has patchouli in there as well. Hint of fruitiness to it as well. So it's more, this is not going to be like your sweet fragrance. It's more of a fruity floral with some creaminess, a little bit of creaminess coming from that coconut. So this is overall a nice fragrance. This one is if you're going around people, if you're going to church and you're going to brunch, you want to smell a little bit more, you want to smell a little bit more elevated. It dries down to like a more ambery vanilla smell in the base, but then you're going to smell that patchouli coming through as well, but not heavy patchouli, but it's there. It has some fruits in the opening, so you coconut in there as well, so you're going to get a slight creaminess from the coconut, but it's not milky fragrance. It mixes well with the florals and the patchouli, and then that wooden notes kind of grounds it a little bit, give it a little bit more depth. Now, Greenwich Village. This, for the longest time, I wear this on airplane to get my hair done and to church. That's it. This fragrance too can be worn on airplane because remember, you're on a plane with someone right next to you. You don't want to be too overbearing because that's going to be an uncomfortable ride for someone. So when I'm on a flight, I'm very mindful of my fragrance. And this one I love for getting my hair done because when people in my hair, I don't want to be too much, right? I just want it to be a nice experience for me and for them. Same thing with the airline. This is also for church. So this is spring summer. This is a beautiful floral for fragrance. Sillage is not the best. Longevity is good. So for me, this doesn't project on me. People really have to come close, like hug me or be in my personal space to smell this. For some reason, it just doesn't project. So this is why I wear that to those places because you really got to get in my space to get to smell this one. This one is heavy florals with some musk. As I said, it lasts long. Sillage, it just doesn't project, but it's very long lasting on me. So this is my, when I'm dressing up in the summer or I'm going to brunch, I'm going to church, I'm getting my hair done, and I just want to reserve the fragrance for myself, then this is what I kind of stick to. Greenwich Village by Bond. This one was one of my favorite fragrance for the summertime. This I was wearing it to church, and if I was going to, and most times when I was going to church, I was going to brunch after. This was my go-to fragrance. It's a creamy, the ylang ylang in this one mixed with the coconut was just beautiful. It has some yellow florals and white florals in there, but the mix of the fragrance was something else. So for me, this was just a beautiful fragrance. It has the ylang ylang in there, it has the coconut, it has the vanilla, and then the sandalwood in there as also give it a little bit of creaminess as well. So it's a great blend of notes. Now, pretty girl scent. This is your pretty girl. The bottle is pretty. The fragrance, the juice is also pretty. This for me just did not last. It's give me about 4 hours. No matter how I spray, it was about 4 hours, and it has the gold dust, so you just gotta be careful of how you wear it. But this again was a nice one. I was wearing this to church. This was like my go-to in the summertime because it was just so pretty. It was a pretty girl scent. So, and it doesn't project after about 2 3 hours, it's gone. So by the time you get ready, you put on your fragrance after the first hour, this would just settle really nice into your skin. It's not gonna offend anyone. It's really a nice fragrance. Now the only thing is you have to love your coconut and ylang ylang in fragrance, because that mix is what you really get. You get the creaminess from the sandalwood, you get some vanilla to sweeten it up a little bit. However, that coconut milk and that ylang ylang mix is what you're gonna get. Beautiful fragrance, just doesn't project. So it's good for church, airplane, getting your hair done as well. Yum pistachio from Kayali. This is another sweet, yummy fragrance. This took me a while to like. I did not like it when it first came out. It took me about it just took me about a year to get into. And then after a year, I went to Sephora, smelled this, and I was like, whoa, it was something else. I don't know if it because it macerate, I don't know what it was, but it took me a while. But this one is another cozy, sweet, slightly nutty fragrance. It has the pistachio, it has hazelnut, it has some rum, it has whipped cream, marshmallow, cotton candy, so all sweetness, but sweetness blends well. Sweetness done right. It's not cloying. A little bit, depending on how you spray, but it's a cozy scent. So for me, I love this for bed. I love this I love this for church. I love this if I'm getting my hair done. I just don't do a lot of spray because some people just don't like sweet, sweet fragrance. But depending on your crowd, if you love a sweet fragrance and you love a little bit of nuttiness in the opening, you will like this. Is a little bit boost to it. You will like this. However, it's sweet, but it's a nice, sweet fragrance. Not the longest lasting, but again, we're talking about church and we're talking about a flight, well, if it's a quick flight, or getting your hair done. If you're getting braids, then I don't know if it's going to last too long, but this gives you a good 5 to 6 hours. Cure Pistachio is another dupe that lasts longer than this one, but this really pretty. Now, if we're going to talk about Kayali, let's get into this. This is another vanilla fragrance that I love. This is Kayali Vanilla 28. This one I love for layering. I also like this when I'm just in the mood for a nice vanilla fragrance. Nothing too crazy, a little bit of brown sugar, some booze, just nothing too much. Then I will also pull for this. I rarely wear this on its own. When I find this lasts longer is when I come out the shower and I use my vanilla cashmere lotion and I use my vanilla and tuberose oil, and then I mix and I spray my either vanilla skin or Viva Vanilla Body Mist, and then I top it off with this. It's really good. You just gotta layer with a lot of vanilla to really get this to show up for me. This is also a nice bed scent as well, but I love this. I wore it on its own to church and I was like, wow, very nice. So this is also another one if you just like a nice vanilla fragrance and you don't want to be too crazy, too complex, but just a nice vanilla fragrance. I think Vanilla 28 would do the job. And speaking of vanilla, if you're looking for vanilla, but a vanilla with some a little bit of depth to it or some freshness, this is more your fresh vanilla fragrance. So it opens up fresh, but then it dries down to like a gourmand fragrance. Not overly sweet, but yeah, so when you fresh bread, you're gonna get that freshness. So it opens up with like lemon or bergamot in the opening. You're gonna get that freshness, but then it dries down to a nice vanilla fragrance. The dry down is really nice. This is actually very long lasting. It does project in the first couple of hours, so projection is not crazy. I think it's people will like it. This is also know your crowd kind of a vanilla fragrance. This is know your crowd. I do like this, and I also love the one from also Siage. I love Offer Puff from House of Sillage. They give me same vibes. They're just very light, lemony, vanilla fragrance, very airy. Offer Puff is a good one. If you like that lemon sweetness, like a lemon cake, so lemon and vanilla mix, then I would recommend Offer Puff. This is also nice as well. This is a nice lemon. It's a little bit heavier than Offer Puff. So if you like that fresh vanilla combination, I think you will like this. It does have some booziness to it as well, some slight florals, but very nice gourmand, not too sweet, not too heavy, just has that freshness to it. And those are my fragrances. I know I have a lot of vanilla, but I feel like vanilla is just a note that just a lot of people like. It's more mass appealing, it's not too much. So these are my go-to church fragrance. Some of these are my airplane fragrance as well as getting my hair done. I just like to be simple, make it a nice experience and not too in your face, especially for church. I'm very mindful when I go to church because I'm sitting close to people and I'm there to praise God, right? So I don't want to offend anybody. But these are my fragrances. Let me know what your go-to church or work fragrances are. I would love to know, especially getting your hair done. If you're like me and you go to the hair and you gotta stay there at least 3 hours, depending on the style you get, we want to be mindful. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the video and I hope you subscribe to stick around more. Again, thank you so much.